Hello everyone and welcome to another Music of the Month. This is for the music that I listened to in July of the year of our Lord and Savior 2019. I don't know why I'm speaking so weird. My cat's here too. He's adorable. And we're just going to get right into it, starting with a band called Three Teeth and their album Metal War. It's their third album, I think, of the first one I listened to by them. And I sort of... I caught this one a bit late, but I did manage to catch it. I sort of heard of them because, like, yesterday or the day before, a friend of mine tagged me in Metal Wars in Three Teeth's version of the song "Pumps Up Kicks," and I hate that song because it's terrible. But their version was kind of good, so I thought, okay, I'll listen to the rest of the album. That cover is like the last song on the album. The entire album itself is pretty good. It's got like that classic industrial metal like energy that you come to expect, like that sort of braggadocio sort of thing. It's really got a good It's got a good electronic element to it as well, and which I quite enjoyed. All in all, I'm going to give this album a solid B, straight into the middle. I did enjoy it. It's one I would probably enjoy listening to again. As someone who does need to get more into the industrial side, I thought this was a pretty good sort of more of a gateway into that. So yeah, I did like it. Next is a band called Bloodstained Child with Emma Terrace. I first heard about these guys probably because there's a YouTube channel like The Rock Critic, I've mentioned it before. He's brought up their stuff before, and I heard they were dropping a new album, so I thought I'd catch it, and yeah, it's really good. It's like sort of what you would get if a Japanese band, which Bloodstained Child are, did anime theme songs, but with more metal, and once again, it's got some electronic elements to it. It's very sort of orchestral and sort of theatrical in a way. And I quite enjoyed it as well. I'll give this one also a B. I wish I could remember more of this one as well, but I did enjoy it. And you know, once again, not a terrible album. Although I was almost worried about missing it because it came out on the 13th of July, which is a Wednesday, and obviously that timing's different over in Japan, and it wasn't real in Spotify yet, so I had to wait a couple of days until it did come on there. So I still managed to catch it, but I was very worried I wouldn't be able to, because I've had that problem in the past, so... Anyway, next is Born of Osiris with The Simulation. One of only two albums here to have not come out in July, but this one came out in January, so far it's the biggest gap this year. And I'm familiar with Born of Osiris by reputation. I've heard a bit about them. I've heard snippets of their songs, mostly because a dude named Jared Alonje has done like sort of parody sort of things where you can't really understand lyrics, and Born of Osiris have popped up a few times in that series. This album was pretty good. It was, the typical Born of Osiris stuff, very progressive, sort of elements of Periphery in a way. But the album was just really short. Like, there's 8 songs in it. It's 25 minutes and I think 40 seconds. I think it's a bit longer than that by about a minute, but it's not long. And one of the songs is just like an over 50 seconds instrumental like build-up sort of thing, and I mean I'm gonna give this album a C+. It does get points for like keeping me interested, but it does lose points for being so short. I just really want a lot more, especially considering it was 4 years since their last album. So I just didn't. I wish I could have, yeah. I wish there was more of it, to be honest, to enjoy. Next is Brand of Sacrifice with God Hand. I think this is my first Brand of Sacrifice album. I think this is their second overall. They're another metal band who are themed around Berserk. Obviously Brand of Sacrifice referring to the brand that got Scott on his neck, God Hand referring to the God Hand in the manga and anime series. So 2 bands this year, 2 metal bands have released, 2 Berserk-themed metal bands have released albums also sort of set in that universe as well. The other one being Battle Beast. No, not Battle Beast. Beast in Black. Battle Beast does not have that theme, although people think they do. It's weird. Anyway. Brand Sacrifice. They're a deathcore outfit, whereas Beast in Black are more like classic sort of power metal, Brand Sacrifice are like deathcore thing, and I'm someone who's not a fan of deathcore. Like, my feelings towards Whitechapel's The Valley, I wasn't a huge fan of it. I wasn't a huge fan of this either. I'm going to give it a D. I like, the album was just too short and there was way too much incoherence with it. Like, I like heavier styles of metal, but if I can understand it long enough. This one just went way too crazy for me and I couldn't really keep up. the mercy of it is short. I think it's only slightly longer than Born of Osiris' new album. So, if you're looking for like really crazy, wacky deathcore, then this style is for you. I say wacky like it's supposed to be funny. It's not. It's all taken very seriously, and considering the subject matter, I can get that. I don't know. Something about it didn't fully sit right with me. The next album, though, did not have that problem. Employed to Serve with Eternal Flow of Motion, the only other album to have not been released in July but released in May. I actually listened to this the day after I did the. I think it was on the same day, actually, as when I did the June albums. I completely missed this one. I was like, I can't really go back and do it now, so I'll do it for the albums of July, and I gotta say, this was probably one of my favorite albums I listened to in July, and it didn't even come out in July. I wish I caught this one when it came out, but I caught it in this year, but that's the entire point. And I absolutely love this. I'm going to give this an A+, straight up. Really, really good album, female-fronted metal. In a year where we've had some amazing female-fronted stuff. Okay, like, the new Venom Prison stuff. Battle Beast, yeah, I was okay with that, but mostly Venom Prison and Employed to Serve. Like, absolutely fantastic album. I recommend you find it and listen to. It's easy to find. I think I listened to it on their Bandcamp. So yeah, if you're gonna look for it, find it there. Just listen to it, let it flow through you. Really good metal. I really, really liked it. Next is Kaiser Chiefs with Duck. I thought I quite enjoyed it. Now, as someone who who did a backtracking episode about them, I've learned to appreciate their style. But yeah, it's the typical stuff for people who like Kaiser Chiefs. It's this very charming indie rock, sort of punky sort of thing that they do. It seems to be a mix of their sort of heavier and lighter stuff that they have a tendency to do. Duck is more sort of like positive leaning as well, much like their last album was. I wish I could remember what the name of that album is, but I did quite like that, and I quite like Duck. I'm gonna give it a B minus. Wasn't super great. I'm not going to be listening to it at the end of the It's not going to be on my end of year awards. But it was a charming album. It was fun. It was delightful. It was sort of like something to offset all of the surprisingly dark stuff that came out in July. Even the two albums that I brought up that didn't come out in July. Yeah, I think this was like the happiest album of the month. Personally, if I were doing that sort of thing, yeah, that's definitely that. Next is Sabaton with The Great War. Sabaton are another band I'm familiar with by reputation. Never listened to a full album by them, so I thought I'd catch this one when it was coming out. And yeah, their theme, for those people who don't know, is like they base their songs and their albums on like concepts of real life war heroes and battles that happened and things like that. It's basically like the History Channel, but if they were backed by a power metal band and weren't so bloody boring. I really enjoy this. It's one I haven't really thought about a lot since I actually listened to it, but now I'm thinking about it again because I have to talk about it. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to have to listen to this one again. I'm going to give this one a B+. I really, really liked it. For my first Sabaton album, I think it was a good gateway for me to get into the band. I absolutely would love to go through all their stuff, backtracking at some point, or just in my own time. It was really, really good. Yeah, I could recommend seeking out The Great War by Sabaton, especially if you're already a Sabaton fan. So, next is Sum 41 with Order and Decline, with what might be also one of my favourite albums of July, and also one of my favourite albums of the year. I'm glad that they've fully embraced this new heavy style, like their sort of punk metal thing that they're doing. It served them really well on 13 Voices in 2016. They've improved upon it in leaps and bounds on Order and Decline. Oh my god. I'm going to give this one an A+ as well. I think this could actually also make the end of year list. I really, really enjoyed this, and for all the people who are sort of like hoping for the pop punk days, don't. They sound a lot better when they're heavier. Listen to like Does This Look Infected? Listen to Chuck. Listen to parts of Screaming Bloody Murder. That wasn't a perfect album, but it was the band trying something new. Listen to 13 Voices, and especially listen to Order and Decline. I remember like listening to all the singles that came out, even though sort of ballady, piano-y, Never There. And I actually quite like that song too, and this is a really good album, so yeah, I'm going to start waxing lyrical about it, but find it, listen to it. Really, really good. Next is Thy Art Is Murder with Human Target, my first Thy Art Is Murder album. I will be completely honest, I was debating not doing this one at all, because like I'd already got enough albums to talk about in July. I don't really need more, I'm good. And then like a friend of mine just said, give it a go. And I was like, Ah, fuck it, alright. So I did, and I was like, actually, no, this is pretty decent. Once again, I'm not a huge deathcore fan, but this seems to be more a controlled chaos style of deathcore, and it is the style I can get behind. It's like all the good parts of Whitechapel's The Valley, but amplified. You know, I really, really enjoyed this. I don't know if it'll be on my end of year list, but I did like it, and I mean, it's short, but it was fun, it was energetic, it had brilliant pacing, vicious lyrics. I know the artists are known for their great lyrics, and it was nice to be able to understand that through CJ McMahon's absolutely amazing screams. He's absolutely one of the best. So I think I'm going to give this one an A minus. I really, really, really did enjoy this one. These are another band I might have to go over their old stuff. Even though I'm not like a super huge fan of like the deathcore style, I did enjoy this. So look, if Venom Prison could get me turned on to grindcore, then Thy Art Is Murder could be the band that gets me turned on to deathcore. For all you know, who's to say? Next is Valis Ablaze with Brenda, a band I know not a lot of people are familiar with. I think I was tagged in. I think I was either tagged in them on a Discord server or I found them on Facebook. It was one of the two, and I actually quite like their style. They're sort of like Shattered Skies in a way, and I've talked about them. They're a good band. They've got like this really sort of progressive sound with really technical guitar stuff. It's sort of like Born of Osiris' new album in terms of the guitar department. Like, there's really nice little sort of flourishes to everything, which I quite like about the sound. And I feel like Valis Ablaze really, really managed to pull that off. Really, really good sort of like balance. It's got some elements of Astronoid's new album when that came out. None of that's a bad thing because that was a good album too. This is also a good album. I'm going to give this B, solid straight in the middle B. Really, really enjoyed this. Thought it was really good sort of prog metal. I think they're from Britain as well, and British prog metal is often quite good. So if you're looking for that style, then absolutely listen to this album if you can. I personally enjoyed it, so you might be able to as well. And finally, maybe the third album, maybe an album that will also make the end of year list alongside Sum 41 and Employed to Serve's new albums, Wolves at the Gate with Eclipse. I was absolutely 100% looking forward to this, especially considering that, I just recently did the backtracking episode about them like a couple of weeks ago. And I was not let down. I was so not let down. This is an amazing album. How do Wolves at the Gate continue to improve? Like, I remember catching VXV and really liking that, then listening to Types and Shadows and really liking that. Now they've come up with Eclipse, I really, 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 really like this. So, yeah, I'm gonna give it a solid A. Really, really, just great stuff. All in all, I would absolutely recommend it if you're that style of metalcore fan. I love the emotion that Wolves at the Gate put into it. I love their absolute passion for what they do. I think this album is absolutely cracking, and it's not super duper long either. It's got a great like amount of time put into it. The production's stellar. Like, the vocals are really good. Oh man, I can't say enough good about Wolves at the Gate. I really, really wish more people were listening to them so much. But yeah, absolutely expect maybe this to be on the end of the year list as well as alongside Sum 41 and Employed to Serve's new albums. Maybe The Art Is Murder. Maybe. But yeah, that'll about do it. All in all, July actually had some pretty good stuff for us. I think maybe so far it might be my second favourite month for music besides March. It's going to be very tough to top March. But, yeah, all in all, July had some good shit. I'll probably see you tomorrow because I really want to do that vocal cover. But the thing is, do I do it tomorrow? Because I've also got the streaming to do on the weekend, and also a Fight the Night review. Would that be too much? Or should I save the vocal cover for next week? But if I save it for next week, that might be when the new Zebrahead like, the season 3 backtracking season 3 finale episode of Zebrahead, that might be when that's ready, and I might start posting that. So I don't really know. I really want to do the vocal cover at some point, though. I might do it tomorrow, I might not, I'm not really sure. But yeah, July had some really, really good stuff. And I'll see you all soon for whatever's next. I don't know what that'll be. And as always, Hero, do you have any words to add? No? Okay. As always, thank you for watching. You're awesome. Bye bye.